Georgia at Ole Miss. This is a really interesting football game. Carson Beck has not been playing good football at all. Ole Miss coming off what is their best win of the season, going into Fayetteville and just absolutely beating the absolute snot out of Arkansas. And Jackson Dart's throwing for 500 yards and 6 touchdowns while he's at it. Georgia's secondary, it's played better the last couple of weeks, but we've seen vulnerabilities in that area on their defense. Now, Jackson Dart hasn't been super consistent in every single football game. That's something you got to think about here. Ole Miss, 2.5-point underdogs here at home. This is a pretty tight line right here for a 2-loss Ole Miss team to be playing against Georgia, but let me tell you, I like it. I like Ole Miss in this spot here. I'll take Ole Miss plus 2.5. I'll take them to win straight up because I don't like the way that Carson Beck's playing football, and I think they rely on him to have an offense. They really do. Ole Miss has had a really nice defense just about all year. When they've lost, it's when they've had those inconsistencies on the offensive side of the football, and now Georgia's defense is good enough to make Ole Miss, look like an average offense. Really like, I mean, they didn't even have Trey Harris last week, and they put up their best numbers of the entire season. So I like Ole Miss in this spot. I think they can take advantage of some of the stuff going on in Georgia's secondary. If you can generate a couple explosive plays, and if Carson Beck is turning the ball over and he's not careful with it, Ole Miss can win this game, guys. Ole Miss can win this game, and then all of a sudden they're not right back in the conference championship picture, but then you're looking at every team has one loss, right? And Tennessee has to play Georgia. Texas A&M and Texas play against each other. So you're looking at a real spot. LSU has Alabama, who already has 2 losses in the SEC. Like, you're looking at a spot where if you're Ole Miss, you're not out of this picture in the SEC championship conversation. You're not. So given how crazy it's been in the conference this year, they still have a lot to play for. And good God, these boosters would love a win.
Yeah, I want to ask, who needs this more? Is this Lane Kiffin or is this Kirby Smart?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's Ole Miss that needs this more.
Yes, I do think there is more pressure like year to year on Georgia, and I do think 10-2 is going to have fans upset. With we still have to play Tennessee, by the way, who's not looked great, and you still got to play against Georgia Tech. But yeah, I think I'm with you here because Ole Miss, they're trying to make a playoffs, and I don't even know if SEC championship is realistic for them, but I think a playoff seed, absolutely. Especially we'll see where they land up on this Tuesday's ranking, right, and see how the committee views them as a 2-loss team, but a win here would do numbers for them in terms of their future outlook of the playoffs. Yeah. And obviously, in terms of some of the injuries for Ole Miss, it sounds like Trey Harris is going to be available for the game. It's just more about, is he going to be on a snap count, right? How healthy is he going to be? What kind of percentage are you getting from him? Because, like you said, this Georgia secondary at times has been vulnerable. And if you can protect up front, which we'll see what they can do with this new offensive line, but if you can scheme things open or have players that just go and make plays, we saw Ryan Williams, we saw different guys throughout Georgia's schedule go up and make one-on-one plays. Like, he's a guy that can do that. He's a guy that can be a game wrecker for you. Caden Prescorn, he's a guy that can do that. Where has he been? He had one good game against Oklahoma. Other than that, it has been missing persons alert for him. He could be a guy that could be a difference maker. Jordan Watkins, the emergence of him last week was big time for sure, but to me it comes down, and for both of these teams, running the football. Can Georgia consistently run the football, take the ball almost out of Carson Beck's hands, and get the ball and run against a pretty actually stout Ole Miss front seven, if I do say so myself? And then for Ole Miss, can you give yourself advantage? Can you sustain drives? Can you get going fast? When they are doing good stuff offensively is when they're getting chunk plays, first down, first down, first down. They're going fast, and they can really get the defense in bad situations, and that's when they hit the deep shot. That's when they hit a big over, whatever it may be for Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. But to me, run the football, control line scrimmage. That's what it is in the SEC. It's always been like that, and that's what it is in this game, I think.